stand on the start line at Land's End, knowing the distance and the amount of days ahead, it made me quite nervous just to think it is a really difficult task to do, and this was the first step in that journey. I'd say I'm an amateur cyclist. I'm certainly not an expert, but it's just something I enjoy doing, and I like a challenge, so I want to push myself to the next level. I've been waiting to do this for such a long time, and it's finally here now, and I'm just so excited. Yeah, so it'll be quite isolated, need a lot of mental perseverance. You just got to push yourself through it, and it is really difficult when you're coming up to a hill and you see how difficult it is, then you go round a bend and the hill's still there. And it is a real struggle, but you just got to power through it, and and just think about the nice descent that you should get afterwards. So there's always an upside. The first 2 days were incredibly tough, and just sort of getting going was really difficult, but once we got over the first hurdles, which was a really big hill climb, once you know that that's out of the way, that really motivates you to, okay, it's flatter now, feeling a lot more positive about it today. Preparing a diet when you're cycling 100 miles a day is quite difficult, because you need to eat a lot of carbs, and you need some protein as well, but you need to replace the salts from all the sweat. So it's incredibly important to know what you want to eat and what's going to be good for you and when you need to eat it. So usually breakfast will begin with porridge, because it's really good to get the metabolism going, and then I'd snack quite frequently and drink quite a lot, and then a lot of it is just grazing along the way and just eating before you're hungry and drinking before you're thirsty, really, just to make sure, because as soon as you get dehydrated, then you get tired, and then you start to feel the fatigue and you slow down a lot, and that can really impact your day. There is as much importance in the nutrition of cycling, because that's what's fueling you for that day and the next day. Yesterday my knee was really sore, I just had to pedal through the pain, but this morning it's not feeling too bad, so I'm hoping today is going to be fine, but I'm still positive. The headwind's a real challenge, when you're trying to climb a hill and you got the wind coming at you as well. It really makes it a lot more difficult. I'm spending a lot of time by myself, so I've got a lot of time to think. So I'm usually thinking about the route ahead, how far's the next stopping point, when's the next big hill, can I look forward to a descent anytime soon, and then probably a lot of singing as well. When I woke up in the morning, my right knee was really painful. It hurt to bend it, and that was quite a concern just because of how much cycling I had to do that day. It was 104 miles, lots of hills in the morning, so that was quite a concern, but just had to get on with it really. Try and ignore the pain, as hard as that is. You just need to tell your legs to shut up.
crossing the border into Scotland was a really big milestone, really big lift. Just knowing that I've gone the length of England was just incredible, and getting to that point is a big motivational boost. So it was really, yeah, that was a really happy moment. So getting into Scotland, there's a couple of B roads with quite bad surfaces, which makes it really difficult. You have to pedal harder to get further, and at that point there were quite strong headwinds, so that made it really, really difficult. Because the bike doesn't have any suspension, it's really wobbly, and it really sort of shakes your legs, and obviously if I've got knee pain already, that's quite difficult. So that was quite a concern. Even going downhill, it's quite painful. At times I've struggled in the rain, but I think mostly today I was really nervous. I don't usually get very nervous cycling because I enjoy it, but I think the mixture of nerves from the distance, the elevation, the isolation, the weather, it was all sort of against me today, and I'm glad that I could tackle it, and I've done it. So. My main concern for the last 3 days is a mixture of fatigue setting in, because it's now been a week of long, difficult days. But the closer it gets towards the end, the more excited I am. So I'm really looking forward to getting to the last couple of days and getting those hills out of the way. Can't wait to see Glencoe, and yeah, I've heard a lot about it, and a lot of people ask me about it, and I know it's a bit of a climb, but it's definitely worth the descent.
Yeah, I wasn't quite prepared for how nervous I would actually be. On the last day, a lot of it was nerves, and I think that just shows how important this really was to me, and to Special Effects as well, that, you know, this has all been for them. I know that it's a worthwhile charity to do this for, and, you know, it's really heartwarming to know that every mile that I go can help. So on the last day, being very isolated, I actually really enjoyed it, because it gave me time to think back at the days before, and everything that had happened leading up to this point. It felt a lot more like wilderness than it did ever before, because, you know, you look in a 360-degree view and there's nothing apart from you and the road. You're just looking ahead and you keep going. The last 50 miles was without a doubt the hardest 50 miles of cycling I've ever done in my life. And also knowing that you're so close to the end that you just want to get to that point and you're really trying to get there, but all the elements of fighting against you, you know you're so close, there's nothing else to do apart from keep going. Knowing that there's such a small distance between where I am and the end of such a long journey, I just felt a surge of energy and I just really powered through it, and I just went for it, and it was downhill as well, which was great. So I just stepped up the gears and just went for it and pedalled home really. There was definitely a moment to reflect on just how far I'd come to get to this point. It's without a doubt one of the best things I've ever done, and maybe ever will do. It's something I've always wanted to do, and if I didn't go for it now, I don't think I would have done it. Yeah, I definitely have no regrets. I've enjoyed every part of the way. Planning your route for Land's End to John O'Groats Roads takes a long time, and you can be as meticulous with it as you want, but there's always going to be things that crop up on the day that are unexpected, like road closures or weather's going to impact your day. But I think if you really want to do it, just go for it. You'll enjoy it without a doubt, and you need to step outside your comfort zone to really get to the point where you push yourself to your absolute limit, and then you'll want to do it again. And you'll wonder why it took you so long to do it in the first place.